There we go. How's that? Let's do it again. Hi, I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. We are live, always live, so you get all the good and the bad. All right. We practice every single day. It's your practice from home. You do it your way. You do what feels good for you. If you stick around for the whole hour, good on you. If you can only manage 10 minutes, that's okay too. But just make it work as you ease into your week. Don't hurt your body. The bottom of the screen said earlier, don't hurt yourself. Do what feels good. Modify. Take something to 5%, 10%. Whatever works for you, don't hurt your body as we ease into this week. And the theme for the week is balancing between effort and ease. And that's what life is all about, isn't it? It's your yoga. Just try, do it your way, have fun, and keep on moving. You'll see immediate results. And how do we measure that? One of the first ways we do it is with a stress number. We take one every single day at the beginning of every practice. Give yourself a number, how you feel. Do a quick little inventory. How do you feel in your body? Scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. Record that, remember it, and we'll come back to it. You will see results. And here's the word. All right, so the word for today is ease. Ease, there we go, ease. As I said, balancing ease and effort this week. So I love this. In the dictionary, there's so many definitions for ease. And they all start with freedom from labor, freedom from pain, freedom from physical annoyance, freedom from concern, freedom from anxiety, freedom from difficulty, freedom from stiffness, and freedom from formality. So think about that. So just ease into your week. Don't hurt yourself and just move for the next however long you stick around. Let's come on up to a standing position. Grab your props, and we're going to start with our warm-up. All right, so remember, you got that stress number locked in, right? Scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. What are your stressors? Woohoo! And let's come on up to standing. All right, I'm going to use some props today. I'm going to use some blocks, the strap. You use what you need. All right, maybe you got a chair. That's fine too. All right, here's the first pose we're going to do. You're going to come to standing, spread your legs a little bit, so come into that Superman stance, that superhero stance, the hands on the hips or on a chair. Send your shoulders back and down with your chest nice and lifted, and just be firm here. Take a deep breath in, and a big sigh, letting it go. Breath out through your mouth. Start to ease on up and move in your feet. Your feet are your foundation. Foundation, you got to build a strong foundation, whatever you do, especially in your yoga, especially in your movement. All right, so up on the toes, down on the heels, and you know, whatever you hope to do with ease, eventually, you got to first do it with diligence. You got to show up. You got to show up, you got to do, you got to try. And you don't have to try super hard. Just try. Every little bit is beneficial. So you're here, you showed up, good on you. Show up every single day. Our practices we're here every single day, and we have a different practice every single day. And every single day it's different. And you try and you do what you can do, but I promise you can do it. Just show up and be. All right, you come up onto the balls of your feet maybe. Come on down to your heels, lift your toes, give them a wiggle, and settle into your strong, solid foundation. Bring your feet in a little bit, send your arms up high to the sky in an extended mountain pose. Lengthen up through your fingers. Now interlace them. Send your palms to the sky. Bend in your elbows if you want or not, and start to sway from side to side. All right, you already did the first pose. Well, first of all, you showed up, so A+. You did the first pose. You got up on your toes, and you did your extended mountain pose. Now you're doing palm tree. First step is the hardest. You got this. You can do it. Just don't quit. Sway from side to side. Feel the goodness in your side body as you use the lateral flexion of the spine to awaken the body. All right, sideways. Let's go forward and back. So bring your hands down by your sides with your head stacked over your hips. Bring your hands to your low back. Squeeze your elbows towards your spine. Look up to the sky. Push your hips forward. Baby back bend. Exhale, fold forward now. Let your head come down toward the earth. Little bend in your knees. Arms hang loose. Exhale the air out of your lungs as you let the crown of your head hang toward the earth. Breathe in, breathe out. Wiggle your knees a little bit, shake your neck a little bit, feel the goodness up your backside, in the glutes, the nice stretch. Oh boy, did we have some nice stretches on Friday in our Yoga Plus class with our fire hydrant pose and our donkey kick at the bar. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Now roll your spine up one vertebra at a time. Think of your spine like Lego blocks, stacking them up. Bring your chin away from your chest, put a bend in your knees, and let's do arm circles. So big or small, whatever works. When the hands come down, bend the knees, hands go up, your arms go up, your knees straighten. All right, little arm circles, big arm circles. It's all good. We're getting some shoulder mobility going here. And some, waking up of the knees. Hello to Lori and Betty and Diane and Tyrone, Liz, Marietta, Kelly, Canel, Arena. I'm glad you guys are here. All right, circle the arms in the opposite direction. Just wake them up. Maybe you got one hand on a chair and you're doing one shoulder at the time. It's all good. Breathe. When you're ready, finish up. Come on up to a standing position. Shoulders are back and down. Chest is lifted. Big coat swing. Good posture, strong, solid posture. Start to twist from side to side. Look over one shoulder, then the other. Arms are heavy and loose. Just let them hang by your side as you focus on this twist. All right, are you looking really far over your shoulder today? Or you want to close your eyes and challenge your balance a little bit? Just do something different. Shake it up. Enjoy this controlled twist. And then let's finish up. Let's finish up. Come back to the midline of your body. Let's do ragdoll pose. So you're going to fold in half again, putting your hands at opposite elbow creases. Fold in half. Let the shoulders be loose. A little bend in your knees feels good. Adjust your stance. Maybe your feet need to be a little further apart. Everybody's different. Every day is different. Honor that, but just move. All right, start to circle the elbows back toward one knee, then the other. So you're creating like a sideways figure 8 here. Let your head hang heavy, crown of the head toward the earth. Tuck your chin under, look up toward your belly button. You know, if you can't quite reach the opposite elbows, you can have your hands down and kind of spider walk them on your mat. Whatever feels good. And maybe you're not very low, that's all right. Just start to sway in the waist a little bit, letting the arms just hang. All right, we're gonna finish up here. Let's bring our knees down to the mat and we're gonna come into child's pose. All right, child's pose. Knees can be together or spread wide. Either way, big toes are touching each other. Block can be on your mat, hips back to your heels. How does that feel? And let's come into your variation of child's pose. If your knees are together, maybe you've got your arms down by your sides. You can use a block underneath your forehead if that feels good. If your knees are spread, maybe your arms are reaching long to the top of your mat. With a block underneath your forehead or no block at all, it's all good. Maybe you put a towel down on your mat, whatever strikes your fancy, right? Okay, come on down. Soften in the jaws. Take a deep breath in and a big sighing breath out, letting anxiety and tension go. As you ease into your practice, as you ease into your week, be kind to the person in the mirror. So easy to be critical of ourselves, isn't it? Deep breath in through the nose. If you like, deep breath out through the nose. And try to breathe in and out through the nose, not the mouth, for the rest of the practice, if that works for you. This will allow you to build heat in your body, to focus inward, and to just disconnect from the crazy world and be with yourself. Breathe in. Fill the lungs, expand them to the sides of your mat. Breathe out. Tuck your belly button to your spine, hips back towards your heels. Maybe push into your hands a little bit. think of sending the mat further forward. Take your wide-legged child's pose. As your spine lengthens, your knees get a nice wake-up call, and your ankles too. If you're in the extended child's pose, feel it in the arms and the shoulders. Let it feel wonderful. You could have a little bend in your elbows if you like. Breathe in, breathe out. Child's pose, come back to it anytime you like. Great pose. All right, let's come out of it if you like. Maybe you stay in it longer. The biggest thing is just listen to your body. All right, let's do toes pose. So I'm going to come up onto my knees. I'm going to take my 2 blocks. I'm going to tuck my toes under, and you could have a seat on a block if you want. Maybe that feels good, or maybe you figured out, you want to just roll up a towel and have a seat on it. So sit back because you want to stretch the toes out and the feet. I'm going to sit on my heels, and I've got my 2 blocks by my side. I'm going to think of the blocks as bringing the ground up to me. Now you can hang out here in your toes pose if you like. Here's another option. You could take your hands behind your low back, bend your elbows, and remember ragdoll, try the same thing. Reach hands for opposite elbow creases. If that's not going to happen, you could take a towel, and you could hold the little edges of the towel behind your low back, opening up in the chest and pulling the towel to the sides of your mat. It's an option too. See if you like it. I'm going to go from toes pose to ankle pose in a flow. If you want to hang out in toes pose, stay there for a while. Maybe stay there doing the arms or whatever, but then give yourself a little bit of an ankle stretch too. But I'm going to flow it. I'm going to use these blocks to bring the ground up. I'm going to place the tops of my feet on the mat. Then I'm going to come back into that ankle stretch. And in the ankle stretch, remember to keep your knees together and then sit back on your ankles. The blocks help, you can kind of push into them to help bring you on up. Or maybe you don't use blocks at all. You could use your hands, that's fine. Or keep your hands at prayer center, challenge your balance. Maybe close your eyes and challenge your balance even more. All right, so I'm gonna hinge forward. I'm gonna come back to toes pose and do it your way. All we're really after here is a nice stretch in the ankles to, again, strengthen that foundation, right? You gotta have a strong foundation, and you gotta go slow before you can go fast. And with yoga, you just gotta show up and move. A little bit eventually leads to a lot. You just gotta listen to your body and do what works. And just, most importantly, be at peace. Let your mat be a time of peace. And just time to focus on you and only you. And shut everything out. Breathe. How we doing? Doing all right? How do the ankles feel? Hello to Tammy and Stan and Catherine. I'm glad you guys are here. All right. How do your ankles feel? How do your toes feel? I'm going to end in toes pose just because I like how it feels. And I'm going to grab this towel again and just kind of open up through the chest, pulling the towel really strongly, pulling the towel to the sides of the room, closing the eyes, just nestling into the feet, getting my mind out of my feet. And then I'm going to finish. All right. Let's all come out of it if it's time for you. Come to a neutral tabletop, shoulders over wrists, knees under hips. Lift up your feet, squeeze and scrunch your toes, and circle your ankles around and around. I feel like I have, more space in my ankles after toes pose and ankle pose. All right, tap the tops of your feet out on your mat. Let's do cat-cow. All right, cat-cow pose. Tuck your chin to your chest, tuck your tailbone under, arch your back up to the sky. Inhale, cow pose, tailbone and crown of the head go up to the sky. So you're alternating. Think of your spine from the tip top of your head all the way down to your tailbone as a letter C. As you curve it into the shape of a letter C, then you curve it into the shape of the letter C in the other direction. Cat, cow, easy way to remember it. Push into the earth with the tops of your feet as well as your hands. And come into cow, and come into cat. You're alternating back and forth, tucking the tailbone under and moving the neck. When you're ready, let's finish in our cat-cow. Let's bring it to a neutral tabletop position. In the neutral tabletop, we're going to extend the right leg long. Extend the right leg, push the ball of the right foot into the mat. Feel the nice stretch up the calf, even in the Achilles tendon of the back right foot. You're pressing into your hands with your shoulders over your wrists, sending that right leg long. Right leg stays long as you lift it up, cross over the midline of the body, squeeze high in the upper inner thighs, place the ball of the right foot down on the left side of the body. Look over your left shoulder, see your foot, maybe see your knee, maybe see your bottom. Take that big twist. Sweep the extended right leg around to about hip height and plant the foot down. Lift your right arm up to the sky and take a twist. Look up to your hand. Breathe. Hand comes down, knee comes back to meet the knee. Other side, left leg extends, ball of the foot comes down, push into the leg. Hold it here. With your left leg, cross it over the midline of the body. Look over your right shoulder. Look back as far as you can. Look as high up that leg as you can. Sweep the left leg around to about hip height or wherever is right for you. Lift the left arm up and look up to the sky. Look up, breathe. Look a little farther up. You can do it. And then plant the hand, bring the knee back together. Cat-cow again. Tuck your belly button, arch your back. Inhale, cow, you got it. Come to a neutral tabletop position. Let's do an open arm twist. Come on up to standing on your knees. Standing on your knees, tee out your arms, and then just let the arms go to the left as you twist. Look over your left shoulder, hold it, lengthen up, and then come on back to the midline. Take it in the other direction. Look over the back hand. Let's do it again. Come back to the center. And remember, on your twists, you want to take your twists on your exhale because you can deepen the twist. Get the belly out of the way. Look back to your back hand. Arms are teed up. Let's do it again. Come back to the midline. Twist to the other side. And let's finish. Come back to the midline. There you go. You did it. Time to do a plank. All right, I'm going to sneak this in, right? Sneak it in. We always do a plank. Just about every day of the week. Only in our restorative practices do we not do a plank. Lots of variations on plank, but planks are fabulous. Don't give up. Don't think you can't do it. Try it. Try it for 10 seconds. Try it for 2 seconds, and you're a champion. You could lie on your back. You could lie on your back if you're very new to planks and you just kind of want to get into your head and realize, hey, I can do this. You can lie down. You can take your blocks, or no blocks at all, send them up to the sky, and imagine that you are in a plank 180 degrees out. It's all good. Believing it is the first step in getting there. Other variations. Remember, neutral tabletop, you can send your hands forward. Maybe you're already in your plank pose. Good on you. You can take it even longer. I'm going to spread my knees a little bit, and then I'm going to hinge my weight forward, and I'm going to have play in my elbows here. And I can take a knee plank. You know, adjust your knees to what feels best for you. You could do a forearm plank, which is what I'm going to do today. Or you could do a high plank. For the high plank, if you do that, shoulders over the wrists, you could send the legs long. Engage the core, be really strong, and press the earth away and hold your high plank. Don't lock your elbows or your knees out, lengthen through your spine. That's a high plank. The variation I'm going to do today is a forearm plank. On the forearms, hands spread wide, legs go long. You can take it on your knees, or you can press on up and be off of the knees. I'm going to do that with little knee touchdowns. All right, so let's begin our 1-minute timer now. Come into your plank. There's a timer on the screen. You count down as long as you like. Take breaks when you need to. So in a forearm plank, you want your elbows underneath your shoulders, pressing into the earth. Okay, we're 15 seconds in. Little knee touchdowns. One knee touches down, then the other touches down. It's hardly a break. Breathe. If you want to take a break, drop to both knees. If you're in a high plank and you want to take a break, maybe send your hips high to a downward facing dog. All right, I need to lower down a little bit here. All right, touch one knee down. Touch the other knee down. Hold on, breathe. You got it. Find length in the spine. 20 seconds to go. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Breathe. Don't collapse in the shoulders. Stay strong. I'm talking to myself. Don't collapse in the shoulders, Jan. Push into the earth. One knee touchdown, then the other. 5 seconds to go. I'm going to do another knee touchdown, then another, and guess what? 3, 2, 1, we're done. Come on down to your knees. Take a break. Grab some water. How did you do? 1 minute is a long time, isn't it? Depending on what you do. It can be an eternity, or it can just fly by. All right, grab some water. You did your plank. Good on you. Okay, get back in your bed, Piper. All right, so let's do some core stuff. All right, the core things we're gonna do today, the usual. All right, you can have your strap nearby if you want. You can use that for your boat pose. It's up to you. Okay, so here's where we're gonna start. You're seated, shoulders over your hips, hands to prayer center. Always a good place to remind yourself of something positive. Lengthen up and come on back. Slowly recline all the way down. Take it slowly. Take it slowly to the point where, it's a bit of a challenge, and hold on in your strong core, then come all the way down. Bend your knees. Bend your knees, bring the soles of the feet together to touch. We're gonna do those Supta Baddha Konasana sit-ups. Knees are spread wide. Soles of the feet touch. Elbows bend just like your knees. You're looking up to the sky. Don't bend your neck. Keep your neck nice and straight. Elbows open wide. Knees are too. When you're ready to exhale, let the chin go up to the sky. Let the elbows stay open wide. And then lower. Lift and lower. Lift on the exhale. Lower on the inhale. And think about the core. Keep the core strong and engaged. Be present. Don't just go through the motions. Focus on it. Feel how strong your belly is. Feel where you feel it. It starts low and you feel it engage higher as you lift. All right. Some days we hold the elbows up and we pulse, but not today, unless you want. Maybe that's what you're doing. All right, I'm gonna lower down all the way. Time to do bicycle. Bring the knees together at the midline of the body. Bring the feet solidly onto the mat. Lots of ways you can do your bicycle pose. Fingers lightly at the temples. Peel the shoulders on up and maybe work opposite elbow toward opposite knee. That's okay, you can try that. Maybe you fully recline, keeping the elbows spread wide, touching the ground, and you lift your legs and you pedal through the heels. So there you go, like a recumbent bicycle. Maybe that's what you choose today. Keep the tailbone plugged into the mat. Option is to peel the shoulders up and put them all together. Opposite elbow toward opposite knee while the other leg extends. There's a bicycle variation, and here's another. Legs straighten and you scissor kick them. What are you gonna do today? Just shake it up. Try something a little different. It's all good. I'm gonna finish sending the legs long, fingers overhead, arms long as well. Stick pose, stretch it out. Big number 1 you are. Yes, you are. Breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. Time for boat pose. I'm going to press on up to my forearms. I'm gonna hold right here and lift the legs. You could, if you want, use your strap. Place the center of the strap under your feet. Lean on back as if you were in a recliner and lift your legs up. Little bend in the knees might feel right. Feel how it engages your core. Boat pose is a difficult pose with the strap on the forearms, or lift up higher and have the arms reach toward the feet. You decide the variation that you want to try. Finish up, feet come down. Let's go into a lunge. Grab your 2 blocks. We're going to take care of the hips now. Come on to standing on your knees. You've got your blocks by your sides at whatever height you like. Right foot forward, knee over ankle. Left leg long and super straight. Oh, feel the stretch in the left hip flexor. Hands can be on the blocks. You don't have blocks, maybe they're down on the earth. Maybe you press on up a little bit higher, bringing the shoulders more over the hips, if that's the key to your success today. Arms can go up, little baby back bend, left leg is long and straight, top of the left foot is on the mat. Maybe hands back to prayer center, maybe hands to the block. Maybe you want to sneak in a big long reach, reaching forward, and then back to your mountain pose. Maybe reaching forward today, and then back to your extended mountain pose. Let's go surfing. Hands to the blocks. All you're going to do is straighten the right leg and rebend it. And you can use the blocks to move back and forth for stability, or no blocks at all for balance. You decide. Now, how far do you want to straighten that right leg, and how far do you want to bend the back knee? Maybe you straighten the right leg all the way, bring the back, bring your bottom to your back heel and sit here. You can use the blocks or no blocks at all. And maybe you're having a seat on your heel or something close to it. When you're ready, inhale, presses and lifts you up, and surf it out, allowing the knee to come forward of the ankle here, back and forth. Surf it out, focus forward, and you got it. Surf it out, no problem if you can use the blocks. You're still getting the same great benefit. Don't sell yourself short. All right, let's finish. Switch it out. Both knees together, left foot forward, knee over ankle, left leg long and straight. That's where the magic happens. Press into the blocks as much as you like or as little as you like. Maybe arms reach up. You take that little baby back bend. Maybe you reach far forward. Let the knee come forward to the ankle. That's fine. There's not much pressure here. Arm goes up. Arms reach forward. Arms reach up. Maybe you like that back bend thrown in there. Arms reach. And hands back to your blocks and just play with the surfing. Back and forth a little bit or more or less, and it's all good. I'm gonna walk the blocks back, have a seat on my heel or close to it, then walk the blocks forward and let the knee come forward. It's all good. The blocks make you feel nice and stable, and don't we all want to feel more stable? All right, maybe it's time to challenge yourself. Hands to prayer center. Come on back, and occasionally maybe you got to use your hands. No big deal. Up on the inhale, forward, let it go, and then surf it out. A little or a lot. Your call, your yoga. Don't judge yourself. Don't be hard on you. Nobody's watching, nobody's looking. Challenge yourself. And don't worry about how little you do, or if you fall out a bunch of times, it doesn't matter. The fact you're doing is what counts. All right, I'm gonna finish up. I'm gonna bring my right foot to sweep up to meet my right, and I'm gonna come to a standing position to do some balancing poses. All right, so kind of get stable here. Maybe you use your blocks. And remember how we pressed up the other day into that standing half splits? Maybe that's what you do. You decide, I'm gonna sweep the right foot to meet the left, come to standing, and then reach my arms up good and high, up to the sky. Extended mountain. Breathe here, lengthen up. Soften up in the shoulders. Lengthen up through your hands, root into your feet, and then soften. Everything works together, right? You're lengthening through the fingers, you're rooting into your feet. It's all good. Let's do a half crescent moon. We're gonna make this a balancing half crescent moon too. You'll see. All right, just start. Palms touch overhead, thumbs cross one over the other. You're rooted into the earth. Be comfortable in your stance. Lengthen up through the fingertips so your biceps are near your ears. Lengthen up. Now let's start by bringing the ankles even more together. You're nice and stable there. Zip up the inner legs, bring the ankles together to meet. Lengthen up, and then let your hands, your arms go to the left side. So big stretch all up this right side of your body. Breathe. Chin away from the chest, top shoulder back, breathe. come back to center. All right, let's do it again. Lengthen up, same side. We're just gonna add little pieces to it. Exhale, take the half crescent moon. Hips are equidistant to the front of the room. Top shoulder, right shoulder's back. Take your left hand and pull on your top right wrist. Breathe. Palms back together to touch. Come on back up slowly to center. Now here's a little variation. Think when we do this in Banana Asana, so here's the balance challenge. Take the right leg and cross it over the left. Plant the foot down so the pinky toes are beside each other. And then take your half crescent moon here. Add in the pull of the right wrist if you like, but find your balance in the feet. Palms back together to touch. Come on up to a standing position. Bring both legs back together at the midline and lengthen up here. Now, when you're ready, the arms are now going to go to the other side. Feel the lengthening up the entire opposite side of your body. Reach through the fingers, chin away from the chest, top shoulder back. Bottom hand captures the upper wrist and gives it a pull. Palms back together to touch. Come on back up to the midline, lengthen up. Exhale, root into your feet. Let it be. Let's do it again. Let the hands go to the side. Now the left leg, cross it over the right. Pinky toe meets pinky toe. Chin away from the chest, top shoulder back. Find your little bit of balance here. Stretch it out, breathe. Maybe the bottom hand captures the top wrist, give it a pull. Palms meet, come back up to the midline of the body. Feet meet feet in a natural position, lengthen up. And soften up, let the arms float down by your sides. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Tree pose, Vrikasana, hands to prayer center. Use a chair if you want for balance, nothing wrong with that. Root into your right leg. Bend the left leg, open it up to the side of the room, hands to prayer center. The bent leg, maybe you place that heel inside the foundational ankle of the right leg. Maybe you lift the foot up a little bit or a lot. Press the foot into the thigh maybe, but just don't push the foot into the knee. Let the outside of the left knee go to the back of the room, lengthen up through the crown of your head, look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet and grow your branches. Sway your branches. You're solid, you're strong. Does this tree feel easier because you did the half crescent moon with the feet crossed before? Maybe it does. I don't know. Challenge your balance. If you fall out, no big deal. Get right back in and breathe. We all fall out, right? The ticket to success is getting back in. Hands back to prayer center. Guide the left knee to the front of the room. Plant the foot next to the other foot. Let's do it again on the other side. Root into the left foot. Open up the right. Plant the sole of the foot wherever seems right for you today. Breathe. Foot presses into leg. Leg presses back into the foot. Maybe hands stay on the hips. It's all good. Maybe you tee out your arms. Grow your branches any way you like. Hand on a chair is always a winner of a pose. Sway your branches if you like. Root into that strong foot. Lift out of your hips and out of the crown of your head. Hands back to prayer center. Guide the right knee to the front of the room. Plant foot next to foot. Take a deep breath in. And a big breath out. You will look taller with this one. Think of the first letter of each of those words. You will look taller. Let's make it with our body. A big letter Y. Legs are zipped up. Backs of the hands are pressed to the back of the room. Chest lifts. You. Now bend your elbows. Squeeze along your spine. Focus on that. Squeezing along the spine. Sides of the forearms are parallel to your mat or to the sides of your room. And then let your elbows come down toward the earth. A big letter W in the arms. Squeezing the back of the hands to the back of the room. You will look 2 L's forward and back. Elbows hugged in to your waist. This is the one that feels the most awkward to me. Squeeze your shoulders together. Lift up and breathe. And now let's do one giant T for the word taller. Pulse your hands to the back of the room. You will look taller with this pose. You really will. You could also do it up against a wall. That's even harder because you press the backs of your hands into the wall and you think, oh wow, that wall is really far back there. You will slide your hands down that wall. Oh my gosh, it makes you keep makes you stay honest, makes you keep your chest open. You will. And then look, 2 L's, push the backs of your hands into the wall if you want to do that. And T for taller. Pulse the hands to the back of the room. One more time for good measure. Just feel what you feel here. You will look terrific. Press the backs of the hands to the back of the wall, and then let your arms float down. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the good posture. Feel what good posture feels like. Shoulders are over your hips. Hips are over your knees. Knees are over your ankles. Let your shoulders go back and down. Let your pinkies be more towards your thighs as your hands are more open toward the front of your room. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Don't you feel like you could conquer the world between that confidence pose we started with and this you will look taller pose? You got it going on. All right, big balancing pose. Take a big step forward with your right foot. We're going to do warrior 3. All right, take the weight into the right leg. Little gentle bend in the knee. Hinge forward, lifting the left leg up. You can have your hands on your hip, on a chair, wherever you want to position the chair. Lift the left leg up, up, up. A little gentle bend in the right knee. Maybe arms tee out, or maybe you reach the arms forward as you bring your body into the shape of a capital letter T. Hold it. Sweep the arms back. Grab your hips for stability. Plant the left foot next to the right. Ta-da, you did it. Step back with the right leg. Step forward with the left. Same thing, let's do it all again. Hinge forward. Weight into the left knee. Weight into the left leg. Right leg lifts a little or a lot. Maybe the arms tee out as that leg lifts on up. Take the variation that speaks to you. Both hips equal distant to the mat. Maybe the arms reach long to the top of the mat. You're in a capital letter T shape because you are terrific today. Hands back to the hips. Right foot meets left. You did it. Awesome work. Okay, let's come into a chair pose here. This is a challenge. Okay, so maybe step off your mat if your mat's really squishy. Bend your knees. How is that? Hands to prayer center. So here's your chair. Here's your chair. So you're sitting back as if you were in a little teeny chair. You gotta move. All right, I'm gonna lift my right leg. I'm gonna bring the outside of the right ankle on top of the left. So I've got my legs in a figure 4 now. Sit a little bit lower, hands to prayer center. Maybe you're holding onto your leg, maybe that feels better. Maybe you wanna hold onto a chair or your hips. I'm gonna keep my hands at prayer center and build some confidence here. I'm gonna sink a little lower in my bottom. Feels like your half pigeon pose, doesn't it? Which we'll do tomorrow. So come check out that pose. Hold it and breathe. You got it, sink a little lower, take the time. How does it feel? And let's finish. Come up to standing, right foot meets left, other side. Root into the opposite leg, lift the other leg. Top of the ankle comes onto the top of the other thigh. Maybe you adjust it. It's your body. Move it to where you want it to be. Sink a little lower in your chair. Hold on. Hands wherever they need to be. Sink low. Bend in the knee a little more if you want. Focus, focus, focus. Big balancing pose. Nice big stretch in the glutes. Big muscles in the glutes and the legs. You got to keep them flexible and mobile. Flexibility, mobility, so you can move, so you can be strong. And that's what our yoga does. Keeps us strong, keeps us flexible, keeps us mobile. We got it going on. Sink a little lower. How does that feel? When we do a reclined pigeon, it's a very similar feeling, but we're just kicking it up with the balance today. All right, let's plant the left foot, right foot together. Come on up to standing. Take your nice, tall, extended mountain pose. Breathe. Take a little back bend. Exhale, hands to prayer center. Let's come down and do a seated forward fold. So fold in half. Walk your hands forward. Come on down to your mat and send your legs long. Legs are long on your mat. Toes are up toward the sky. You can use your strap or your block. We're gonna fold in half here like a paper clip. You could put the block underneath your feet as if you were like standing on it. Place the block under the soles of your feet maybe, or use your strap. Maybe you put the strap underneath your feet. You lengthen up and you kind of use the strap to help you fold in half. What really helps, I think, in this folding in half is to think of your belly as hollowing out. Think of your belly as hollowing out and then bring your forehead toward your knees. So you can do the strap, you can hold onto your legs, keeping the elbows hugged in. If you got that block there and you're feeling super flexible, you can grab the block beneath your feet so you're really reaching way beyond your feet. You do what feels the best for you today and know that it's all good. All right, let's come out of this seated forward fold and let's take a wide-legged forward fold. This always feels nice. Spread your legs wide because you can. Place the blocks between your legs and maybe you move a leg, move the other leg nice and wide. Bring the blocks between your legs. This is always nice because you can adjust the height of your blocks to whatever feels good for you. Maybe you bring your forearms down to the block. Maybe you bring your forehead to the block. Take a few breaths here and adjust your blocks to what height feels right for you today. A little gentle bend in your knees might feel really good. You take this pose the way you want it. Nothing more, nothing less. Doesn't matter how the pose looks. What matters is how good it is feeling for you in your one and only body. Take care of it. All right. Are you loving the pose? That is your wide-legged forward fold. So you got that going on. I was talking to one of you guys yesterday, and he said that the yoga just feels like it's kind of like self-massage. It's just so nice to get into those positions and just let the body feel good. The body loves to stretch and move, doesn't it? All right, legs back together. Let's come onto our bellies, and let's do cobra pose. All right, this is a big one for your spine. We loosened up the spine with those twists and bends early on. Let's strengthen the spine a little bit more by coming down onto your belly. Now, cobra pose is a big one. If you'd rather do Sphinx, you can do that. What is Sphinx? Sphinx is you are on your elbows. Elbows under shoulders for stability. Hands spread wide. Your fingers really help a lot. Fingers spread wide. Legs, long by your sides. And you can press into your forearms and look forward. All right, keep your neck good and long and breathe. So you're kind of gazing down your nose, not so much. Don't put too much stress in your neck. All right, so maybe you're looking to the top of your mat and you can feel this compression of the low back. That's your Sphinx pose. That's a great pose. I'm gonna come to a cobra pose. So what's the difference? In cobra, I'm just gonna slip my fingers down about 12 inches so they are under my collarbones. I'm gonna bring my nose down to the mat. I'm gonna squeeze my elbows toward my spine, and this time I'm gonna zip my legs up, bringing the big toes together, pushing the tops of my feet into the mat. Think of, you look like a cobra. Tops of the feet are on the mat. Here, I guess the arms are like the fan of the cobra. Exhale the air out of your lungs. And as you inhale, peel your shoulders up, your chin up, gaze to that top of the mat. Little to no weight in your hands. Maybe you're on your fingertips. Maybe you press on up a little bit more. Keep the feet down. Breathe. Squeeze your elbows towards your spine. Then squeeze the elbows down towards your feet to bring your shoulders away from your ears. Here's cobra pose. We'll do it tomorrow also. Come on down. Hands down to your mat. Chin is on your mat. Nose is on your mat. Arms are long and down by your sides. Shoulders away from your ears. Let's take our hands now and interlace them behind your back. Now you could grab a towel if you want. If the fingers, you can't quite find them, you could grab the towel and hold on to it. And remember how when we did toes pose, if you held the towel, you kind of squeeze and open up the shoulders to the side of the room. Maybe you do that as well. I'm going to interlace my fingers, pinkies toward my tailbone. Then I'm going to lift my legs and my chest and my hands away from my low back. Breathe here. You've got it in this variation of cobra. You could release your hands if that feels better, then come on down. Arms down by your sides. Take a breath here. Now slip your hands back to that cobra-like position. But here we're gonna straighten the elbows and press on up for seal. So straighten in the arms, strong arms you got from your plank. So push into the earth, soften in your glutes as best you can. Just take a moment here. You're strong, you are capable, you are able, don't give up. Let's come on to a standing on our knees position. Place your hands at your low back, squeeze your elbows toward your spine, let your belly come forward, gentle little camel pose. Press the tops of your feet into your mat, squeeze your elbows toward your spine, push your hips forward, look up. Look up to maybe where the ceiling and the wall meet and stay right there. Maybe you look up overhead as if a raindrop were gonna hit you right between the eyes. Push the hips forward. Tomorrow we'll do a full camel, or if you prefer and you like and you know how, do it now. All right, I'm gonna bring my shoulders back up over my hips. I'm going to find my 2 blocks and either my eye shade or my towel. Bring the eye shade and the towel up toward the top of the mat. Using these 2 blocks, I'm gonna come down for a bridge pose. So you got a couple choices here. Let's come on down to fully reclined. Nice and slowly in control. Bend your knees, soles of the feet on your mat. You can take a restorative bridge pose. Here's how you would do that. Press the weight into your feet, lift your hips up, place the block underneath your bottom, low, low, low on your bottom, and rest. You decide where to adjust that block. You don't want it too high, you don't want it too low. You'll know where it feels right. Where it feels right is right. All right, so you can stay here in this comfortable supported bridge pose. I'm not gonna use the block. I'm gonna put it next to my other block because I'm gonna come back to them in a moment when we do pontoon. I gave it away, told you it's coming. I'm gonna press into my feet, sending my hips high to the sky. I'm feeling the nice stretch in both hip flexors here, similar to when we did the lunge, but both at the same time. Arms down by my sides, pushing into my feet, lifting my hips even higher. I'm gonna interlace my fingers again behind my low back. I'm gonna wiggle my shoulders closer to my spine. This time I'm gonna press my pinkies into the mat, lifting my hips even higher. Taking my hands that are interlaced and sending them down toward my feet. And I'm gonna stay right here and hold right here in this strong pose variation of bridge. I'm going to release my hands from my sides, and I'm going to take these 2 blocks. My hips are still lifted. I'm going to do pontoon, another great pose for your hip flexors. I'm going to put both those blocks at a stable height under my bottom, so I got a nice big surface for my bottom. Then I'm going to lower my back, my bottom down onto those blocks. Oh, that feels great. Then I'm going to send my legs long. Legs are long. Nice stretch in the hip flexors here. Ooh, you might just want to stay here and make this your final Shavasana. What do you think of that? That's an idea. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. You let it go. Enjoy this pose. And I'm serious. Maybe you decide to stay right here. This feels really great. At least it does for me today. How does it feel for you? Assess it. Make the call. I'm gonna stay or I'm gonna go. All right, I'm gonna bend my knees. I'm gonna come out of it. I'm gonna send my hips up. I'm gonna remove these 2 blocks, which created my pontoon. I'm gonna lower my spine down 1 vertebra at a time, nice and slowly. Now I'm gonna do a supine twist. Left leg goes along, right knee bends. I'm gonna hug my right knee in. You could use that towel again. Remember that, think of the towel as a tool to make your arms longer. Hug the knee in. Left leg is long, left heel is on the mat. Draw the left toes toward the shin to help you keep that calf down. You can use the towel or interlaced fingers, hug the knee in, and then circle the ankle this way and that. When you're ready, using the left hand, guide the right knee across the midline of the body. Maybe that feels good as you take this twist. Tee out your right arm, look to the right, and if you have room, maybe extend the top leg long. Stretch it out. When you're ready, rebend the right knee. Roll onto the right hip. Both hands capture underneath the right knee, circle the ankle this way and that, and then send the right leg long. Right heel is on the mat, toes toward the shin, so that calf is plugged in and you have a long extension in that right leg. Left knee bends, capture underneath it with whatever you want. Hug it in, circle the ankle. Right hand captures the left knee, roll onto the right hip. Keep your left shoulder down, that's a challenge. Tee out the left arm and look to the left. Encourage the leg toward the earth, and then maybe the bent leg, the one on top, the left one, maybe you decide to straighten it. Still looking left. You know, just a variation that might feel super great. And it just kind of shakes up the mind a little bit. Hey, what are we doing? We usually don't straighten it. Today, we are. Bend the knee, roll back onto the left hip, hug the right knee in, circle it. Left leg goes long. Both legs, drag them up like they're coming up through peanut butter. How's that? Drag them up. Core is strong. Lift the legs up. Once you get the heels nice and high, left knee toward left armpit, right knee toward right armpit, rock and roll back and forth in your little variation of a happy baby. Let it feel good on your low back. Maybe draw circles on the ceiling. Capture the inner ankles, capture your heels, whatever you want to capture. Send one leg high to the sky, then the other in your happy baby pose. Alternate. It's really hard when you first start, but then once you do the first one, you got it. Let's finish up. Legs go high to the sky. Slowly lower them down because you can. It's time for final Shavasana. Best pose of the practice. Cover your eyes with your eye shade or your towel. Feet, heels toward the bottom edges of your mat. Arms down by your sides, shoulders away from your ears. Ease into the pose. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Maybe you sigh it out. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Your body is heavy. You're not holding on to any tension. You are at peace. Eyes covered is always nice to block out the light. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Stay in your final Shavasana pose longer. Stay as long as you like by hitting that pause button on your remote. That's another benefit of practicing from home. You can stay here as long as you like. I'm going to conclude the practice by taking a deep breath in and a big sighing breath out. Feels so good. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Move your wrists and your ankles. Inhale, reach high overhead, stretch it out however feels good, wiggling the hips, spreading the fingers, moving the ankles. Then when you're ready, roll into a fetal position. Low arms, bicep is a pillow, soften in the top shoulder, breathe in, breathe out. Press on up to a comfortable seated position and let's say goodbye. Crisscross the legs. Hands to prayer center. You took a stress number in the beginning. What was it? And what is it? It proves that your yoga works. Open your eyes. You did it. Congratulate yourself. From us to you, much love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Have a great day, everybody. Balance effort with ease, and life is in balance. I love you guys. Goodbye. See you tomorrow. Be here. Love you. Bye. Hello, little girl. Good girl. Well, hello, Miss Bonnie. Hello. Good girl. Good girl. You're still here, and I'm really glad for that. Keep this in mind. The path is made through repetition. Keep showing up, and good things will happen. You know that. I'm glad that you're still sticking around. Tell your friends what the yoga's doing for you. Our yoga is free for anybody and everybody on Facebook and YouTube, and they can join in anytime from the privacy of their own home. Tell them about our practice, please. If you'd like to support our broadcast, you can visit our website. It's www.316yoga.com. Stay on your path. Enjoy your yoga. and have a great rest of your day. See you on your mats tomorrow.